First, finding the right doctors for small communities. The federal government lists several North Carolina counties as health professional shortage areas. Christine Rogers shows us what the state is doing to recruit doctors.
Okay. How are we doing?
Fine.
Last time I saw you was at your house, right?
Dr. Arthur Apollinario practices medicine a long way from his native Philadelphia. He knew he could make a lot more money at a big practice in a big city, but he prefers the intimacy of this small rural clinic in Newton Grove.
But here the spiritual payment is greater, and I'd much rather be paid spiritually than financially. You know, you get more hugs, you get more kisses from your patients. You know them, you come over to their houses and eat pie with them. You know the names of their dogs. You see them on the street, you see them at Walmart, you can't avoid it. It's almost like you're a movie star, but really you're not a movie star, you're part of their family, and they want to tell you everything about it. That to me is more payment than any money you can put in my pocket.
Tranquility and no traffic also attracted Dr. Apollinario to Newton Grove. It's the kind of small town where you can visit the bait and tackle shop, go to the post office, and get a scoop of ice cream for $1, all within 1 block. Drive outside the city limits, and it doesn't take long to find acres of rolling farm fields. It's a Norman Rockwell postcard of a town where the doctor still makes house visits.
Let me listen to your heart real quick, okay?
Yeah.
Dr. Apollinario was recruited by the State Office of Rural Health to come to North Carolina. He's one of hundreds of health professionals recruited in the past 30 years to provide health care to underserved areas of the state.
We throw out a big net and we try to bring in the folks. We're very honest with them. Wanda and I don't get bonuses for placements, so it's not in anybody's best interest for us to recruit someone who's not going to be happy.
Using a computer database, Judy Ashbow keeps track of hundreds of medical students and nurse practitioners from across the country who are potential candidates for placement in rural North Carolina clinics. She screens the applicants, and then it's up to the community to do the hiring.
That is just the absolute most important part, because they are the ones who are going to sell the community. I tell them when I talk with them, you live here for some very good reason. So you have the best opportunity to let these folks know why it would be a good place for them to live.
Among the incentives to attract doctors to rural areas are federal and state student loan repayment programs. For those just getting out of medical school, the federal government will pay up to $70,000 for a 4-year commitment. The state will pay up to $35,000. And there's a $10,000 bonus for doctors who speak Spanish.
The Office of Rural Health had a very good incentive financially. Going to a private school, Tulane, that's a lot of money, and my debt was in 6 figures. And there was no way I could be a country doctor without some kind of loan assistance. Otherwise, I would have never paid off the debt. It's just impossible.
In the early 1970s, the state legislature recognized the severe shortage of health care in rural communities. That's when the Office of Rural Health was established. Newton Grove was the first approved area for a clinic. Governor James Holshouser was on hand for the dedication.
You know, when it got so irregular, it was like, tick, 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 tick.
The Newton Grove Medical Center serves nearly 3,000 patients. 84-year-old Callie Hinson is one of them. She's been coming here since the clinic opened its doors in 1974.
Well, it's helped me tremendously, and I think it helps everybody. I mean, it's more convenient for elderly like me to get here than it is to go a longer distance.
Give me a deep breath.
To the locals, Dr. Apollinario is Dr. Art. His patients will tell you they are thankful for his service to the community.
Well, he's just so nice to you, and I think he knows what he's talking about. I think he's helped to bring me back a long ways, and a lot of people too.
Now, Dr. Apollinario he's been here a long time, you know, and he's, as I said, all 3 of us is doctors, you know, and I like him. He's very, very good, very smart.
Dr. Apollinario originally committed to 4 years at this clinic. He's now in his 6th year, and he plans on being around a lot longer.
just knowing how hard this community worked to get this here, it makes me proud to be here, and it gives me even more incentive to make sure that it survives.
When the Office of Rural Health was first established, there were nearly 70 rural areas in the state with severe health care shortages. Today, that number is nearly cut in half.